Hi guys, this is Dr. Marva and today I shall be talking about transcatheter aortic valve replacement. I'm very sure all of you watched this super duper hit Hollywood movie Terminator where Arnold Schwarzenegger came up with this famous dialogue, I will be back. For kids like me growing up in 1980s and 90s, Arnold was the Superman, the He-Man, the best bodybuilder in the world. The best bodybuilder in the world went on to become a top Hollywood actor, but now in his 70s is having cardiac issues, and this is something that will make everybody sit up and notice what really went wrong. Is it extra workout in the gym that he did in his younger years that resulted in damage to his heart? Or is it simply age catching up? We can speculate a lot about this, but I just want to share with you that our dear Arnie underwent a pulmonic valve replacement in 2018, and this October 2020 he underwent a transcatheter aortic valve replacement. So I will be today explaining to you about this procedure. As you are all aware of the fact that valvular aortic stenosis can be artificially classified into mild, moderate, and severe. One of the important causes of aortic stenosis in old age happens to be senile calcification, and considering this, varied manifestations will occur in the patient. Well, what is severe aortic stenosis? When the cross-sectional area of the valve is less than 1 square centimeter, normally you're aware is in excess of 2.5, or if it becomes less than zero point 0.6 square centimeter per meter square body surface area, that's when you categorize this as severe aortic stenosis. And well, what are the manifestations once the calcification occurs in the valve? We need to deploy a prosthetic valve, but we first need to understand what are the problems that our dear Arnie would have been suffering. This guy regularly works out even in his 70s, but then the manifestations that can occur is dizziness and syncope on exertion. This syncope on exertion can be explained by the fact that there is low cardiac output because there is a outlet obstruction. The second manifestation that occurs in this condition is angina. This is because of left ventricular hypertrophy. You see, when the muscles in the heart will increase in size, the coronary artery supplies is not going to match up to it. So there's going to be mismatch between demand and supply, which is going to cause subendocardial ischemia and will explain the angina. Then there would also be dyspnea. You can definitely use a mnemonic by the name of SAD to remember the features of valvular aortic stenosis. Why is there breathlessness? The reason for breathlessness is increase in the left ventricular end diastolic pressure. You can understand when the end diastolic pressure in the left ventricle will increase, it will result in increase in pressure in the left atria, and the backward pressure transmission to the lungs would contribute to breathlessness or pulmonary edema in the patient. It is a diastolic malfunction which is occurring here. In aortic stenosis, obviously we have a systolic malfunction, but then because of the outlet obstruction, diastolic problems would also occur. So therefore, we need to see how are we going to work up of this guy and what will be the treatment. In the workup of these patients, we definitely would like to go in for either an echocardiography or we can also go in for a CT chest. Why CT chest can be used is primarily because there's a calcification. Now, once the diagnosis has been made and we have made sure that there is no coexistent coronary artery disease, if you follow up the case of Arnie, that is Arnold Schwarzenegger, he has already undergone a coronary artery bypass grafting, then he's undergone a pulmonic valve replacement, now he's undergoing a aortic valve replacement. So we have evaluated his coronary artery status. The coronary artery status is perfectly fine. Now the point is simply that we need to take care of the defective calcified aortic valve. I mean, you can see how horrible it looks. We are not going to go for open heart surgery. We're going to do a procedure which will be very, very identical to coronary angiography. So we will take a vascular access from the femoral artery of this patient. There would be a small nick or incision made in the groin and a femoral artery access would be taken. You can see we have put in a sheath from where the prosthetic valve will be guided up towards the heart of this patient. So once the sheath is in place, I'm going to send up a guide wire. This guide wire is going to retrogradely go up into the descending aorta, arch of aorta, root of aorta, and this is where the defective valve is present. And first, what we are going to do in this case is a balloon dilatation. We are going to do a balloon valvuloplasty. You see, straight away we are not going to deploy the new valve. First we're going to dilate the calcified stenotic valve. So initially you can see here that a balloon valvuloplasty is being done to take care of the calcified valve. Once it has been done, we move on to the next step where we are going to deploy the special valve which is called as Edwards Sapiens valve. This is the actual prosthetic valve that will be deployed in place of the old aortic valve of this person. This Edward Sapien valve will piggyback on the delivery catheter. So now we are sending in the second device, that is the delivery catheter, which will carry the Edward Sapiens valve towards the heart of this patient. And once you deploy it at the right place, once the valve will be deployed, as you can see in this image, then this valve will start working like normal. The old valve tissue will act like a support. The old valve tissue will act like an anchor. It will hold this defective valve, because of which you will definitely be able to notice a successful deployment on a fluoroscopic monitoring of the patient, and our good old Arnie can be going back to his workout again. You can see his picture in 20s, you can see out his picture in 70s. I mean, this guy still regularly works out, but because of a defective cardiac issue, probably there would have been less activity that he could have done, and that is why this procedure was done. The objective was to sensitize you for this procedure, that is TAVR. We do not need an open heart surgery for this patient, using an example of a celebrity. Thank you so much, and please like and subscribe this channel, and I'll keep on posting more educational real life scenario based videos for you guys. Thank you so much.